What if I told you that right now, without uttering a single word, you already reveal more about yourself than you realize? Imagine if you could look at another person and uncover their fears, their hidden pride, or even the thoughts they try so hard to disguise. Wouldn't you want to know how to see through the surface and read the mind that lies beneath? Think about walking into a crowded room, faces everywhere, conversations buzzing, laughter, whispers, silence. Yet within seconds, you can sense who is confident, who is anxious, who is pretending, and who is sincere. No magic, no trickery, just the ability to see patterns that others overlook. Doesn't that sound like a superpower? For centuries, leaders, warriors, and philosophers have practiced this art. It is not new. It is ancient, carved into the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. And today, you too can awaken this skill. By the end of this lesson, you'll learn how to uncover truths hidden behind words, how to listen beyond speech, and how to see life with greater clarity than ever before. Welcome to Stoic Blend, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Today, we'll explore the timeless art of understanding others so deeply, it feels like you can read anyone's mind in seconds. Step 1. Listen with more than ears. To truly read someone's mind, do not cling only to the words they speak. Pay attention to what escapes between those words. The pauses, the hesitations, the subtle tremor in a voice. Human beings speak more with silence than with speech. A trembling hand, a restless gaze darting away, the nervous clearing of a throat. All of these are silent confessions written on the pages of the soul. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." Think of a mother who senses her child's suffering. The child says, "I'm fine." But the mother, attuned to every flicker of tone and every downward glance, hears what was not spoken. She knows the truth, because she listens beyond words. So practice attentive silence. Allow people the space to reveal themselves without interruption. In stillness, the inner world of another person naturally rises to the surface. Step 2. Choose empathy over judgment. Reading minds is not about uncovering flaws. It is about compassion. Behind every sharp word hides insecurity. Behind every boast hides fear. And behind every act of arrogance hides pain. Consider this. When anger erupts in someone, do you immediately retaliate? Or do you pause and ask, what storm must this person be carrying within them? That pause transforms perception. You no longer see an enemy. You see another human wrestling with invisible struggles. A Roman soldier once spat on Epictetus and mocked his limp, a wound from his years as a slave. Unshaken, the philosopher responded, "You laugh at me because of my body, but you do not see that you yourself are crippled in your reason." What if, instead of judgment, we chose empathy? A stranger who shouts in traffic is not your enemy. They are a person overwhelmed by storms you cannot see. When you meet hostility with curiosity, you pierce the mask and glimpse the truth beneath. Judgment closes hearts. Empathy opens them. Step 3. Study human nature. To read minds is to study the great forces that drive humanity. Fear, desire, pride, love. These currents flow through every person, no matter their station in life. Once you understand them, behavior no longer feels random, but becomes predictable, like the tides of the sea. The Stoics saw this clearly. They observed emperors, merchants, slaves, soldiers, and philosophers. Different roles, different struggles, yet all moved by the same human needs. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of Rome, wrote nightly in his journal not as an emperor, but as a man reminding himself that his friends, enemies, and servants all share the same fragile thread of existence. History is a mirror. The more you read it, the clearer people become. What seems mysterious in one person is universal truth in the light of philosophy. Step 4. Master the art of silence. Sometimes, the clearest window into another's mind is not in their words, but in the spaces between them. People reveal themselves in silence. Offer them room, and they will fill it with truths they cannot hide. Socrates was known for asking a simple question and then waiting. In the stillness, others unfolded themselves, speaking more than they intended. Silence, when held with patience, draws out what speech alone cannot. So resist the urge to fill every pause. Do not fear quiet moments. Instead, listen with your whole presence to what is said, to what is not said, and to what is avoided altogether. My friend, the art of reading others is not sorcery. It is wisdom. It is clarity. It is empathy. It is the patience to see the universal struggles in each individual face. When you learn this, you do more than understand others. You learn to forgive them. You learn to guide them. And you rise above the chaos that so often poisons human relationships. So, the next time you meet someone, do not ask, "What can I take from them?" Instead, ask, "What can I see within them?" For to read another's mind is to glimpse your own reflection in their humanity. And in that reflection you may discover strength, compassion, courage, and the timeless wisdom that has carried people through every age of history. Remember this truth. To understand others is a gift. To understand yourself is freedom. And to unite the two, that is mastery. When someone lashes out, you are not merely witnessing their anger, you are witnessing their unhealed wounds. Think about this. Has anyone ever snapped at you for no reason? Maybe it was a stranger at a store, or a colleague at work. At first, you felt offended, but later, you realized their anger had little to do with you. They were carrying invisible burdens, stress, fear, disappointment, and you just happened to be the nearest target. The Stoics remind us, do not take this personally. Their storm is not your storm. By choosing empathy, you do not excuse harmful behavior, but you see through it. You see the fragile human heart beneath the rough exterior, and that vision is clarity. Step 3. Study human nature. Every human being is driven by the same elemental forces. Look at history, and you'll see patterns repeated endlessly. Ambition, jealousy, love, fear, hope. Empires rise and fall, yet the heart of humanity remains the same. Marcus Aurelius would remind himself each morning, the arrogant man, the selfish man, the deceitful man, none of them act this way from pure malice. They act from ignorance, weakness, or misguided desire. Understanding this makes their actions predictable. Have you ever watched a play or a film where you could guess what the character would do before they did it? That is because you recognize the force driving them. In life, it is the same. When you understand the universal drives, fear of rejection, hunger for approval, desire for comfort, you begin to read others with astonishing clarity. The Stoics studied not only the rich and powerful, but also the lowly and forgotten. Why? Because human nature is revealed in every station. And once you see that, you no longer see confusion. You see patterns. Step 4. Master the art of silence. Silence is not empty. It is full of truth. Many people fear silence because it exposes them. They rush to fill it with words, to cover the unease. But in doing so, they often reveal more than they intend. Socrates would ask a question, then simply wait. The stillness became too heavy for others to bear, and they poured out their thoughts. In that silence, their minds were laid bare. Try this yourself. In your next conversation, resist the urge to interrupt. Let silence stretch. See how the other person reacts. Do they shift uncomfortably? Do they speak faster? Do they reveal more than they wanted to? In those pauses lies the map to their inner world. So, my friend, the art of reading minds is not supernatural. It is not sorcery. It is wisdom. It is presence. It is empathy. When you cultivate these qualities, you do more than understand others. You transform your own character. You no longer react blindly. You no longer get lost in misunderstanding. Instead, you rise above chaos with calm strength. The next time you encounter someone, do not ask, "What can I gain from them?" Ask instead, "What can I see within them?" For in seeing others, you also see yourself. And in that mirror, you discover your own courage, patience, and humanity. Remember this: to understand others is a gift. To understand yourself is freedom. But to unite both, that is true mastery. The Stoics believe that life is a constant dialogue between the inner and the outer world. By reading others, you learn compassion. By reading yourself, you gain wisdom. And when these two merge, you live not as a prisoner of impulse, but as a master of perception. So practice this art daily. Listen deeply. Choose empathy. Study human nature. Embrace silence. And watch as the world around you becomes less confusing, less chaotic, and far more transparent. You will realize that how to read anyone's mind in seconds is not about trickery. It is about clarity. It is about living with eyes open, heart steady, and spirit unshaken. And when you achieve this, you walk through life with the quiet confidence of a Stoic, seeing clearly, acting wisely, and understanding deeply. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Stoic Blend for more timeless wisdom. Thank you.